Welcome to another Saturday night and taking it to the no. I told you all that we're going to have a phenomenal show tonight. I have with me two very special guests. I've got Michael Catalano, the owner of Catelli Cigar Company, Catelli Cigar Lounge, and Dale Dawkins, two-time NCAA champion with the Miami Hurricanes back in the golden era, not to mention a few other championships under his belt.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're gonna bring them in just a moment. We're gonna roll a fast little advertising clip as we always do.
And today's show is brought to you by Casa Cuevas Cigars. In the 19th century, Juan Cuevas, Spanish immigrant from Santander, began what was to be a family business which now spans 4 generations. Like others fortunate enough to live and work in Pinar del Rio province of Cuba, Juan commenced cultivating tobacco, turning it into a successful business. Following in his father's footsteps, his son Juan Jr. continued with the family business, successfully expanding it until events which took place in 1959 forced a dramatic change. Years later, in the Ciabo Valley of the Dominican Republic, Luis Cuevas Sr., Juan Jr.'s son, carried on the family tradition of handcrafting fine cigars in the family's cigar factory, Tabacalera Las Lavas. Today, Luis Sr. is joined by his son Luis Jr. in the manufacturing and sale of premium long filler cigars at their factory, Tabacalera Las Lavas in Santiago, Dominican Republic. So check out Casa Cuevas Cigars at www.casacuevascigars.com and on their Instagram and Facebook channels.
All right, let's get back to the show. Welcome to Taking It Enough, guys. Sorry about the glitches. This is the first time we're doing it live in a lounge. But we're here. Then, what you think of the game today? You are a Miami Canes football player of the past in the golden era. We're all.
Well, compared to last year's season, very disappointing season. It's hard to like fans and players alike just kind of understand what's going on. We are strong leaders. We have stand by. You always want the best program and for the fans. So it's a pleasure to see. Now we can see where he's coaching staff. Hopefully they'll continue to build a foundation and back in that national title.
So this is the first time we're at this lounge doing an event like this. You're part of an organization that is raising money for teachers. Talk a little bit about this charity.
So we are C4, which means Canes. And this particular program, I offer anybody that's serving family. Anything that we can do to assist teachers, staff, especially. I was not the best student. I knew that teacher that saw something in me, and that she just knew I was student, and helped me understand how education is. And again, I was just able to overcome obstacles and teachers. My ability, but me being the citizen of the community guy, and I'm very thankful for this entire community here. They've always
Well, I love that, Charity, because I've got a son-in-law who's a teacher up in Clay County. I'm also a product of having a teacher that took an interest in me. We always remember the name of that teacher. Mine was Mr. Lasante, and he's the one that got me into my electrical engineering path and made me who I am today. But you also had coaches. So what did Jimmie Johnson see in you?
wow.
Talking teachers. He's like,
Well, I was a McDonald's All-American basketball player. Of course, I played one or two positions. So I played baseball and also played track. And at that particular time, Miami was looking at athletes. So they were looking at guys that not just doing football. So that, and their mindset of what they were trying to build on round athlete. I mean, this guy's got all the they were looking at guys that did athletes.
awesome. Now tonight we saw athletes on the field. We took it to Temple, which is exactly what we needed to do. I think we covered the spread, right? Which is important, right? In the big picture. In the big, not even in Vegas. If we didn't, the sports writers get involved.
This sports writers in there for ranking and so on. I mean, we don't expect to lose much. Just depends on
What did you see? What did you see in today's game, based on the last 3 tune-up games that we've had? What did you see in today's game that give us hope going forward through the schedule?
All right, so it doesn't matter about the opponent. What's good about this game is we played against Texas State. So sometimes when we're playing, we call it that's an opponent. You don't necessarily accept it. So consistency there was a. So that's a promise that you still go into so that's
and the next big game we have is, I guess next week is Georgia Tech, but they look like it's going to be a big deal.
Yeah, so any given day.
Got whipped today, man.
Got whipped pretty bad today. They beat like 3 teams. So, say that that kid comes in, that was our attitude.
I was gonna say, when you guys in Golden era,
I had faced the best guys when I was in the I was already ready for it. So if you were ready for me, I was over that. And so that's the mentality that any schools, any kid out there playing sport. Number one, you gotta number one know that you're supposed to be there. You're supposed to be there. So you gotta have that faith in yourself to know that your ability is going to work hard to do. Good things that happen. Hard. It's good to see. It's the same thing.
now what I've told people about this team this year, watch the FSU game earlier. I hate FSU, but I'm so glad that FSU won that game because let them win their games. They only have 2 spots they can move.
I got you. I'm looking at you a little funny.
No, you look at me funny, but listen to my analysis. If we keep executing,
right,
and we run the card. You got to run the card, like you said. Every game is a new game. You win, execute the plays, win the game. When we meet up with FSU in November, when we beat them in November,
absolutely.
What happens to us?
Sorry, you said when we beat y'all.
When we beat them, absolutely beat them all. That's when we vault, if we haven't already vaulted up over time.
Yeah, the thing too is to be this whole trans I think they're see the states that doesn't mean anything to us. Right? We're still 47. We're still
That's right.
That's always going to be hard. So right. That's a game that if we can stay consistent, building everybody, get all of our players healthy for a game like that. It should be even if you don't know something,
we'll take it to them. We'll take it to them. Take it to them. Looking at where things are today, 4 weeks into the schedule, I know it's hard to predict, but we haven't had a lot of total conference games yet. But what would you say or would like to see is the ACCA bowl, ACC bowl game?
Of course, I mean, I like to see Miami for sure.
How do we get there?
That's always going to be the case. Yeah, I thought Johnson, but Jimmy Johnson was that guy. He was going to be the very best out of playing. Jimmy Johnson was that guy that was and he kept first things first, right? He wanted to about the team. And I love that about sports because the teaching is so much about life. You know what I mean? And so we knew that when we win, it was going to be about my brother. So we're playing for one another. So it's going to be the same thing with each other. I mean, it's going to be a hype game. It's going to be a game that it's going to be that game for the state title. We want that back.
That's right. How many of those did you win?
I won 2 national titles and 4 bowl change. My whole career down at University of Miami is 2 losses. Playing biggest Penn State. Yeah, up a tough night, and game that we should have won. And that one game that we lost in South Bend, we came very forward in the zone. That really shouldn't have been a touchdown. Now we actually win the national championship back. So yeah.
Now you grew up here in Vero Beach, and you grew up with Randy Vettel and Kenny Holmes.
Yes.
They all grew up here, right? So
there's actually Wow. We had about 6 guys here. I was the first guy to go down and play this Spain. And after that, you know, 5 or 6 of those guys followed down there. And those guys are just all those guys, Randy, Jimmie, and Pat Duffel and Jafari that's down there now playing. All those guys representing our community first. Really good guys. For the community. Very excited to tell them this is our spot. We can come and we can relax and have a good cigar and a good time. These guys are very gracious to us and they allow us to just kind of be us and have a good time. So I really appreciate their hospitality and the fun of the day and allow us to have it.
So speaking of perseverance and executing the plan, what are we all smoking today?
I'm supposed to snap your mouth.
Ah!
That's
Because we're very hard to
There
find.
you go.
You gotta come here on the night that he's here, and then you come here.
No, we are smoking Catelli cigars because this is Michael Catalano. Mike Catalano and I go back way back. Okay, probably not as long as you.
Yeah, you gotta ask for the damn taste.
You got to ask for the damn tasty.
That's the
Damn tasty. You got to ask for. Well, we're gonna bring in. We're gonna take a break here. We're gonna throw up one more commercial break. It's about 4 minutes. And when we come back, we're gonna bring in his better half, better looking too, Kathy Catalano, and we're going to talk about Catelli Cigars and where Catelli Cigars is going on their journey. For those that don't know about Catelli, you're going to learn a little more, and you'll understand that Catelli is not new to this game. They've been in this game for over a decade, and they're now coming back into it in a way that is unique and where they're going. So we're going to roll another ad here. And when we come back, we're going to of my life stuff.
Cigars, a new and active brand founded by two Honduran brothers, Bryant and Douglas Bocock. The brand zeroes in on those folks that are looking for easy-to-smoke cigars inspired by unusual circumstances. Very importantly named after their very interesting and imitable last name, Bocock. Right now, Bocock Brothers is featuring their signature edition, made at the A.J. Fernandez factory in Esteli, Nicaragua. It features an Ecuadorian Sumatra wrapper, a Nicaraguan Habano binder, and a Nicaraguan filler. Available in 3 popular formats, a Robusto, a Toro, and a Gordo. You can check out Bocock Brothers Cigars at www.bocockbrothers.com. And today's show is brought to you by Platinum Nova Cigars. Platinum Nova is a family-owned and operated premium cigar company. Only the highest vintage tobacco and the most skilled hand workmanship go into the making of each Platinum Nova cigar. This results in a timeless blend of art and craftsmanship. The Nova brand and the family's work are a tribute and an honor to their grandfather to always remember him and his infinite passion for the finest cigars. Their love for cigars started with their grandfather, a dedicated master blender and entrepreneur in the cigar industry. So the next time you're looking for that exquisite cigar experience, pick up a Platinum Nova. You can check them out at Platinum Nova Cigars, www.novacigar.com, and on their Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter channels. This episode of Taking It to the Nub is sponsored by the Box Press Cigar app, the ultimate cigar smoking experience. With Box Pressed, you can easily catalog cigars with your own virtual humidor. Quickly rate and record notes for any cigar using the Smoke Session feature. Receive intelligent cigar recommendations based on your personal taste profile and access exclusive discounts from top cigar brands. You can even shop your favorite cigars directly in the app, then automatically sync the order to your virtual humidor, plus so much more. Download Box Press today by typing bxpr.sd/install into any web browser and discover the world of cigars like never before. That's bxpr.sd/install. And today's show is brought to you by All Saints Cigars, a company founded in 2019 and headed up by industry veteran Mickey Pegg and his two friends, Martin Corboy, a successful restaurateur, and Frank Leo, an Air Force Academy graduate military veteran. As Mickey explains it, they were all sitting down talking and smoking cigars, and finally they decided that they would do this thing together. It was time. Mickey said, I decided if I'm going to work hard at it, it should be something I love. Besides, a tough day with a cigar is better than a great day doing anything else. Soon after, they began the process of launching All Saints Cigars, jokingly referring to themselves as the Holy Trinity, St. Michael, St. Martin, and St. Francis. They chose for their logo the cross of St. James, the patron saint of Nicaragua, the country where their cigars would be produced. You can check out All Saints Cigars at www.allsaintscigars.com.
Before you light your next cigar, be sure to check out Cigar Medics, the makers of the patent-approved humidimeter. The humidimeter is a tool designed to display the relative humidity inside your cigar. With this device, there's no more guessing. Simply insert the probes into the foot or cap of your cigar, and you can instantly know if your cigar is ready to be smoked. Buy now on cigarmedics.com and see site for other cigar accessories. With the humidimeter, you'll know when to hold them and know when to smoke them.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Thank you for watching. So we've just brought in Michael's better half, Kathy Catalano. So hello, Kathy. Thank you for joining, taking it to the nub. You might want to come a little closer to the mic, only because we've got some background
I
noise.
really want you to hear me. Hi, everybody. Oh, you're the mic.
Oh, he's the mic. That's it. He's the mic. There you go.
That's good, like that.
So,
Thanks for being here, everybody.
Catelli Cigars. I've talked about your brand in the years past. We've reviewed some of your cigars on the site, but this is an opportunity for you and Kathy to talk about Catelli Cigars, the Catelli Cigar Lounge, and the journey that you've been on, the hiatus, and now are going head first again into the rebirth of this brand.
Right. So we started in 2012. We're doing pretty well. We're in 21 states. Now on the road quite a bit. Everything was going just fine, and then the three-letter word popped up. FDA came around, and I want to give credit to them. It didn't let you stuck with it. Quite frankly, we got change, right? So you know what? I don't know if you find this or not. So at that time, we decided to open up a retail shop, and we bought one of our businesses in Vero Beach, Florida. We're watching the FDA to see what's going to happen. It's probably around 16 or so, and things were getting worse with the FDA. We really didn't know what to do, so we never really closed it. We decided we're going to stop distribution and watch for markets what was going to happen. So we ended up we're going to buy a second shop, and actually we closed the first shop and moved into we built a bigger shop. And all this mess happened out there. Now we never started making it. We sold online. We sold in our own shop on the next year. We started decided it was finally time to get back in. And I want to give praise and credit to all the fight that went on to get this FDA thing under control. And I know it's a huge fight, and I applaud everybody that was active in it. And we finally did it. For now, I'm sure it's not over, but things look really great right now. So a few months back, seeing it here, I think it's progress. And we basically picked up where we left off, you know, Boxade was, I think we released it some, I can't remember the years, 15 or so, we released Boxade at the IPCPF. And we're jumping back in with it again. It's kind of brilliant. We had some good, we had good factory in the past, but we shifted over production over in Noel Roberts. In Catelli.
Awesome
Yeah,
guy.
we love Noel. He's, I tell you what, he is, I'm very, very impressed with his capabilities. We actually made the switch with Noel before we started. It was not long before we started. So he still made cigars for us. We retail now for 8 years, which we made it for us this whole time. So we decided to go back into wholesale and get back into stores. So we've been ramping up, and we've got cigars in stock, and we're finalizing all of our packaging and our marketing materials. We literally should be back in stores in a couple of weeks. And we're really excited, and the cigar is, I couldn't be happier.
So the first thing I have to mention is if he says cigar like I say cigar, because he kind of comes from up in the Northeast.
We have cigars, we have beers at the bar.
At the bar. And we parked our car in the yard.
And I'm from New York, and we're sitting here with a homegrown Vero Beach man.
Absent having cigars, beer at the bar.
And he does it so eloquently.
Well, because he played Jets for so long.
Wait, he played for you're absolutely right. He did play for the New York Jets.
And I love hearing all this University of Miami thing.
Yeah.
And I'm learning about college ball. It's man,
And here comes Randy Bethel, and we can't get him to come over and say how do. He said he blew his voice out last night, so he can't talk. Let me, I have to tell you too, because Mike and I, when we were Catelli Cigar Company and out on the road, we just absolutely love the opportunity to go into cigar lounges and meet the people and sell our cigars. We had the blessing of opening a retail shop and meeting here in Vero Beach. There's something about this town, and I'm a realtor, so if you want to buy something, come on in. But I'm sorry, I should have done that. But anyway, when we opened our cigar bar, people started coming through the doors who you never would have met, and they are some of the finest people that this earth can offer. And they come back again and again, and we've made great friends, and they show that a cigar smoker, the cigar culture is like an underground for people who want to relax, have a great cigar, and just, you know,
And being a good atmosphere and have a good experience. And I think that's what's so such a blessing for us to meet these two, because it is a real experience. It's a full experience. Even if you don't know very much about somebody, like how patient they are, take you through, make sure you get what's your flavor profile that be, and ask all the right questions. And they make sure that it is a good experience. So if you're ever in Vero Beach, you just got to come by, and I can't say it enough. You just got to experience it, because the atmosphere feels like family. You know everybody. They make sure to introduce you to everybody that's in the place, and yeah, and you want to come back. And that's why I think, you know, I'm so thankful that they would weather the storm through COVID. And then give up on the mission, because it is a beautiful experience, and especially when you need that downtime, like you're talking about, 2 hours that you're gonna come in, have a cigar. That experience, come in a great atmosphere, it's just phenomenal. So please come by and join us, because we're here almost every Thursday.
Yes, yes, indeed.
Anybody that wants to come and have a cigar.
And I have to tell you, if I can, Jimmie, can I keep talking, or do you have a question?
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
All right.
I'm a girl.
I know. So you got it rebirth. You've got this whole other side over here, which is the wholesale operation, for when you're going to be shipping out the shops and retailers. You're looking at future trade shows, I imagine. Do you have anything new in the pipeline that you're working on? You don't have to talk deeply about it, but we're going to have some new blends coming out of Catelli.
Yep, we've got some, our old plants were doing very well. So we're definitely gonna reintroduce them.
The Modelo.
Yeah, the Modelo, you know, we did the Connecticut, we did the Habano.
Yeah, the girls behind us.
All the girls behind it, that's.
So there was the Balsane, we had the Cabaletta, so those are coming back, and we've got some new stuff. We're gonna also. I tell you what, Tanner would.
Damn shame.
Plus this is first, the Balsane. Damn tasty, which is actually, it's a new addition to the Modelo vinyl line. We started.
Super creamy.
We love that.
Super creamy.
So although that's the Modelo, it's kind of, we reinvented the blend with Lowell. I got together with Lowell and we kind of tweaked over this downtime. So the Modelo line will come back, not necessarily the same sizes.
But Noel's gonna keep you in small wrinkles.
Well, but that's what I love. That's one of the reasons we're with Noel. Is to me, a 50 gauge is a big cigar.
Okay, fair enough.
So yeah, I mean, we've got some other stuff too. We've got in line that we've started. Yeah, it's called the Kathy Cigar.
So Kathy's Secret, talk us about the Kathy Secrets.
Well, this is kind of humiliating because Michael and Noel blended these two great cigars, the Kathy Secret Connecticut and the Kathy Secret Sumatra. And he's got a proprietary leaf in it, and he doesn't want anybody to know what's in it. So he won't tell me what it is because I can't keep a secret.
So when people ask me what's in the cigar, I say, well, yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
And she can't answer
And I
it
can't.
because it's a secret.
It's her secret. She was on.
so I get humiliated all the time. And I can keep a secret, by the way. I really can. But this is what would happen. This is what happened. You'd say to me, you guys, you would say to me, oh man, this cigar is so good. And I'd say, you know why? You know what's in it. And that's how I would blow it. So that he's right. He's
See,
right.
she just told on herself that she couldn't keep it secret. You can't keep it secret. That's how I would do it.
Because that's-
That's how it works.
It's actually a.
It's not awesome. It's not awesome that they shop. But you know what? I'm so excited to be back. You know, we're excited to be back. That I like to change things. I like to add new things. So I don't want to come back and just do exactly what I did then. If we introduce the same cigars, it could be like, you know, well now, I think my palate is tall and working with the well is incredible. So I think that the cigars that we bring back out that we're on, I think will just be better versions of that cigar, similar but better. But we are working on a lot of new stuff that I'm excited to introduce because I think just over the years, I think we've gotten better at what we do. So I'm really excited about things to come.
So, working with Noel, I would imagine that your rework blends and your new blends, some of the first places you're gonna see these outside of Florida is the Underground Cigar Lounge.
Well, you know what? We love those guys. We used to do a lot of events with them. Great shop.
Have you been to the new one?
No, we have not been to the new one. And I'll tell you, we can't wait to reconnect with them. And we haven't. And the reason we haven't is because I'm one of those people where until the cigars were here, ready to go, everything's ready to ship. Now I feel like we can start reconnecting. I didn't want to call people 2 months ago and say, hey, we're coming back. I want to call people and say, we are back.
So maybe we'll see you at NFG 25
You know what?
with a special NFG cigar for the Underground.
Who knows? Those are great guys.
I like that
We have
idea.
not talked to them in years, and there's no telling what the future's gonna bring. Whatever it is, we're gonna be ready for it. And we're excited to see what turns out.
Because I'm sure you would be a good guest of the roast.
It's happened before. It's happened before.
You hear that, Don Wiggins?
Yeah, Don.
You gotta get them back.
Great, those are great guys. We know we used to have so many great accounts. You know, it's funny, speaking of great accounts. We hadn't been to the show. I think the last time we went to the show might have been 17. And we hadn't been to a show in a while. And this year we said, you know what? Let's go see what the response is gonna be
You're
like.
gonna be a PCA walking around.
We went this year.
You went this year.
We went this year.
July, yeah.
We went. So we decided, you know what, let's go back and just see some people and see how they respond to us. We've been gone for a while, you know? I'll tell you what, man, one of the beautiful things about this industry, and this blew my mind because I never expected it. We had people crossing the trade show with open arms, coming up to us. You're back, where have you been, how you been, what's going on? I'm talking about all accounts wanting us back, past reps that we used to have, other brand owners that we've known and we haven't seen in years. The response was unbelievable, and that's this is all great industry. You know?
That's just what you guys are.
We were blown away because I didn't know numbers. I mean, you know, so to get that response felt good, and it was kind of a little shot down. So we've got a number of accounts that want us to be back in their shops. We don't have the inventory we used to have. So we got to do some building. So we're probably going to stop with a handful of shops. And as we turn inventory, we can start opening more. So we're really going to hook up a handful of key accounts and just get things moving again, get ourselves back in center.
Well, we're looking forward to it. I know I am. I've been a huge fan of
Thank you
Catelli.
very much.
First time I tried one down at Brian Burke's place, down in Fort Lauderdale. And I look at you, Dale, I think to myself, there had to be a cigar when you won the first championship. It had to be.
What year was it?
Oh, wow. So that was back in 88, yeah, 87. And then it was,
Jimmy Johnson let you smoke cigars?
oh yeah, we did some.
What did you smoke? Do you remember?
It was, we're down in Miami. You gotta remember that. We're down in Miami.
Oh, okay. It begins with a C, ends with an N.
We were down here. Talk about those, but yeah, we were able to get our hands on some really good. So that cigar that starts with the C.
Well, you cats were all over Miami having fun, man. You guys were tearing up the Miami clubs back in those days.
Yeah, it was, I can't, tell you how blessed I was to be a part of that. Because it was the best thing. I mean, it really prepared me for life. It prepared me to I think it's the person I am today. And those guys that they built a relationship with, we're still extremely close today. When I graduated down with the guys that I played with, 57 of us actually played in the national football league. So I mean, we go down to every one of the games. And we're all there rooting together. It's so good to see each other and to figure out where everybody's going. We just sit in the tailgate and we smoke Catelli Cigar. These guys give me a few of them, I take them down there. We do smoke. I'm trying to tell you, if you haven't had one, better try it. I promise you. But going back to these guys, it's so awesome when you meet genuine people. And I've been across the country and I've met a lot of people. And these two people, they talk about how the industry just embraced them when they're around. It's a true testament that these are some really good people. And I'm just so happy that we got a chance to be in their presence and to become friends. And we love that.
Well, they have worked so hard over the years.
Yes.
Put out their product, work what they did. I remember when you had opened your place in Vero, the original shop, little tiny shop.
Yep.
Okay. It was what it was. Then you opened this place up and it was this music parlor / cigar bar. Which unfortunately didn't work.
Everybody complained about the cigar smoke, so we said,
Everybody's
Yeah.
complaining about cigar smoking, the cigar bar, this beautiful place to play music. But you turned it in. You turned it into a very comfortable cigar lounge. You got a beautiful outside area where you put tents up. You had music outside with the DJ. Sure, you do more events like that, especially as the weather gets cooler. This is a place, a destination place. I mean, if you're on vacation and you're coming down to Florida, right? You're you might drive right through Vero, right? Or right on the outskirts of Vero, because if you're coming into Orlando when you're driving south, you know what? Make a left turn and come over to Vero and hang out. Vero is known as the beginning of the tropics for a reason. Now, I take the trip down from Melbourne and I drive right along the Indian River. And as I'm driving along there, you can just begin to see the watercolor change. Okay, by me, it's kind of grayish. This is where it becomes that turquoise blue. That's the tropical colors. Right?
Yeah, it's beautiful here. And you have the luck that you've raised here. That's something.
Yeah, beautiful, love one on the oceanside. It's a great place. A lot of people live here, a lot of people from up north come down. Actually, they come into there.
Yeah, I don't want too many.
They're even coming, they're even leaving Miami coming this way. I
That's
mean,
right.
they're
We
just
was up,
coming.
we was up full load there.
Yeah.
And that is crazy. Yeah.
Getting added
You
up.
come, please come to Catelli.
Yes.
Yeah, you got to come to Catelli.
Gotta come.
Can I do a shout out to the BCA?
You can absolutely shout out the BCA because one of the big brands. So, yes, shout out the BCA, but I will say that besides Catelli Cigars, it's not just Catelli Cigars here. You've got GTO Cigars, Dr. Oscar Rodriguez is there. You got Gabby Kathy Cigars in here, Dr. Gabby Kathy. You got two doctors with their cigars in. All right. You've got a line, you've got Aganorsa you brought in, right? You got Oliva you brought in.
But you know, we, as being a big cigar company and going through the throes of what the FDA did, all that kind of crazy stuff, we know that boutique cigar companies really work really hard to blend beautiful cigars to sell. And so as we want most, if not all, of our cigars in our humidors will be and are
We made a
boutique
decision.
cigar companies.
We made a decision that we don't, even in our other shops, we had almost all boutiques. We had very few other brands. And, being new to retail, we figured, well, let's see what the customers have to have, and we can introduce them to a lot of boutiques, something they don't know about. After doing this for 8 years now, we've been at this new shop for almost 5. You know what? With all the stuff going on in the industry, we know a lot of great people that make great cigars. And you know what? It's just, I think it's just, that's what we're going to carry. If you want a big brand, that's great. And there's other shops around you can go to and get what you like and enjoy it. If you want to look for cigars maybe you never heard of, or just really, really cool boutique cigars maybe never, that's what we're going to have. And that's what we're going to support, because that's just when we decide that we want to support.
And if you are a boutique cigar company and you are not a member of the BCA, the Boutique Cigar Association of America, you need to join, because I've never seen a more tightly knit group of cigar vendors to work together to bring great products to the industry.
The BCA.
And they've worked in Washington. They've done so much to help change all the laws. They're a very powerful group, and we're very proud to be associated with them.
And there's a lot of good boutiques involved in that, and it's just going to grow. I don't know. I could be wrong, but the way I look at the boutique cigar association, I think it's going to become amazing. I just, if you're not a part of it, you should at least look at it. Shop owner, brand owner, manufacturer, it doesn't matter. This is a group of like-minded people that are on the smaller side of the business, that are just helping each other, and it's just a great organization.
So an important part of that is from a boutique lines, and a lot of lines do similar things, right? They have their cigars. Most of them do not have a shop, but they have an online presence on top of it. You've got an online presence and a shop. How do you balance? No, that's not the question. I wish that was the question. I'm going to give you something to sleep less about. That. Here's the question: how do you balance brick and mortar retailers that you're selling Catelli cigars to, and your ability to carry Catelli cigars in your operation?
I think that's really simple because I mean, we're a small shop, just like any other small shop. We just happen to have a brand. So one of the brands available in our shop is our cigar. But we have a lot of good cigars.
So your cigars here, so let's make sure we understand. Let's break it down simple. So buying a Catelli cigar at Catelli Cigar Lounge is going to cost me the same MSRP
Oh, absolutely.
as it costs in any other shop
Yeah.
that you sell them.
We sell our cigars here for the mess of it.
So you're not going to get them cheaper here just because it's Catelli Cigar.
No, we couldn't do that because, I mean, that would be. We have to be loyal to our shops. And we sell the same price that we suggested they sell at. And, yeah, oh, that's. No, we don't have to do all that. Because we're in Germany, Florida, we have a lot of customers that aren't very seasonal. They come into town, and if they ask if they can get our cigars when they go back home, the first thing we do is let them know if there's a shop near them. If there isn't, we second ask where do you go? Maybe we can come and meet that shop owner and maybe get them in your town. If that doesn't happen, they can still get them from us. We do a very small business outside of the cigar. So if somebody really likes our cigar, they can't get it, we'll get it. But it's a very small portion of it. It's very recent. We're really, you know, we enjoy having the shop, but we're really focused on building our brand throughout brick and mortar shops. That's our goal.
Now, do you guys split this operation up in a way that, like, do you run the cigar side and you run the bar side?
We both. Kathy is the person everybody comes to see.
I'm the front end, he's the back end. How's that?
I make the cigars, I brand the cigars, I create the packaging, I do the marketing, I do pricing, and people come here to see Kathy, and then they get us.
So how did you learn to blend cigars?
Well, you know, I could have cigars because when I started smoking cigars, I was just intrigued with. Well, quite frankly, when my brother introduced me to cigars, I smoked one and it tasted like shit. I want to say that. And then the next day I smoked.
Must have been a Gosha Vega.
I want no names. And the next day, he introduced me to another cigar that I thought was really good. And I was trying to figure out, well, why has this been good and this one's bad? And I just got intrigued and I started digging in. You know, I've been an artist my whole life. So it's like, okay, I started taking cigar apart. I was trying to learn about the different blends. I was like, okay, my palate, no, everybody has a different palate, but my palate really likes these tobaccos. My palate really doesn't like those tobaccos. My palate doesn't like these two tobaccos together. I like that tobacco with this one, but not with that one. And I just really got into it. And I got introduced to some people early on that were in the cigar manufacturing business. And no names, but they told me I'd never make it.
Yeah.
And you know, it's not easy, but we're just sticking with it. And we've worked with some great people, and it's just trial and error. You know, I don't know how to roll a cigar, but I know what I like when I taste the leaf by itself, or I'll taste a couple of leaves together. And I just have, I guess I just have a knack for thinking these tobaccos work well together. And then I kind of take it as far as I can take it, and I'll go to Noel and say, okay, this is what I think. What do you think? And then after that, it's just a long process of tweaking. You know, we'll make a handful and we'll smoke them and say, okay, well, it's kind of where I was thinking, but not really. And it's just a process. It's a process. And so I'm not formally trained in blending cigars. I just think I have a decent enough palate, and I've worked with good enough people that I've been able to achieve what I had in my head, and now I'm tasting what I was thinking. And I couldn't do it without people like that.
What is your favorite leaf
No,
I mean, I'm a Sumatra. I love San Andreas. And when it comes to like deep Nicaraguan stuff, give me lava and Tepe all day long.
yeah, no, Nicaragua, I think, makes the world's best cigars. I mean, it's just so many great tobaccos in Nicaragua. There's amazing tobacco.
Why is that?
You know, I think it's everything. It's the soil, it's the climate, it's the altitude, it's everything together. You know, you need all those elements together. I think and a lot of people won't say I'm wrong, and they really like Dominican abilities or someone else might say this, but my palate, I fell in love with the progress back then.
It's a deeper, richer, earthy. You know, the Dominicans and the more of an earthy flavor.
Dominican, I find more floral. Honduran, definitely more earthy, a little more.
Certainly, it's on economics. Yeah, so I think early on, I fell in love with the tobacco, and that's what we've always done. And as far as rappers go, there's so many good rappers. I mean, Ecuador, Mexico, great tobacco. And you know, I'm experimenting now with tobacco that I never have experimented with before, that I'm finding, wow, that's amazing. And it's new elements I can add to, it's kind of like, you know, the longer you do it, your repertoire kind of grows, right? So, you know, I'm learning more about newer tobaccos and how they can be introduced to what I'm already doing and bring a new flavor, you know, in. And
I just smoked a sample, and I got another one I gotta smoke to review it. There's a group in New York called the Cigar Clowns. And the Cigar Clowns, people on here know the Cigar Clowns. Their new drop that they've done, they do super limited small batch cigars, right? Their latest drop is called, and everything's based off a clown or something. The latest one is called the Jalapa from Pinocchio, right? And
You mean Geppetto?
Geppetto, I'm sorry. I'm thinking I'm eating something. Geppetto. Thank you for correcting me, because I have a brain fart. But the Geppetto, they were able to find a leaf in Ecuador that is based on the Arapiraca seed that they grow in Ecuador. And when they tasted that leaf, they were like, wow. And when they put things together, that cigar is the bomb. I mean, it has uniqueness to it, like you said, that you wouldn't expect. Yeah. And that's the fun of this homage, right? I mean, how long you been smoking cigars?
Oh, wow. Man. About 3 years now.
And your experience on that
I
started.
mean, I'm like a real cigar smoker now. I mean, prior to like playing football and winning championships, you pull a cigar out and just have a cigar because that's the thing to do, you know. But now, you know, I've really gotten into it and I really love it. And yeah, I'm sitting here learning. This is why you got to come see this guy.
What was your most exciting game?
Oh wow! Probably when we beat Notre Dame.
Yeah.
I just you have to say that because I love saying that.
Yeah, when you beat Notre Dame.
Absolutely.
That was a big game.
Wow, I had 2 touchdowns that game, 8 catches, 145 yards, whatever it was.
Wow,
That was actually the game that game was the deciding game that I think that got me over to the National Football League.
Is that the one that Randy caught the final touchdown?
That was no, that was I caught that final touchdown. What are you talking about?
Caught the final touchdown.
Talking to the guy that took up. Let's not give Randy credit. He didn't even come on the show with us. What are you talking about? He's there somewhere. Randy caught a touchdown that sealed the net one of the
Sugar Bowl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes.
You caught that touchdown.
Just like,
Keep that.
just like you guys have good memories of all these cigars, I got great memories.
You got great memories of
Yeah.
playing that game. And you never got injured?
I did. I got hurt after we had beat I like to say this too. Buffalo Bills. We were playing I was in New York City, typical guy from Florida trying to drive a rear wheel car in New York City. Actually was a twin turbo, a Nissan twin turbo. And I was traveling back. I played the game, stopped by LT's, then went into the city and hung out with a few guys there, the Giants. And then I drove home. And fortunately, I wasn't, partaking that night. I just, for that reason, just did. And drove home, and it started raining, and sleet and snow, and holy mackerel. And so I came and went on the Long Island Expressway.
Yeah.
I hit Dead Man's Curve, they call it.
I know where
And
it's
at that time, everyone had got an accident there, was killed instantly.
Wow.
My car, when they found me, I was upside down.
Wow.
Back in the car, up in.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was driving about 100 and.
Well, let me ask you, as an NFL player, why are you not having somebody drive you?
Sir?
As an NFL player, why are you not having somebody drive you the way you gotta go?
Yeah, I think
And I understand back in those days, I don't think the money was the same as it is
it wasn't
today.
the same, absolutely. But still, it's one of those things where you're from Florida, and you don't necessarily learn the elements.
Right.
But when I moved from here to Bozeman, Montana, I knew exactly what I needed to be riding in because it's 8 months winter out there. But you raise a good point. Just look at like Tiger Woods. Why are you driving a car? Ruin your career. Really damage your career. And while you're driving a car or in a nightclub somewhere, you're having a good time, And so we it's a good message to a lot of guys out there today. You have to be smart, you have to make good decisions. And we shouldn't be driving. We should have people that drive us to make enough money. Those things were all available to us.
Yeah.
They're all available. So all you have to do is say, hey, sign up for a deal and they'll have somebody there.
They're protecting an asset.
It's the shield. It's the NFL.
They're protecting the asset. They have an investment in you. The last thing they want is you injured.
Exactly.
So you were almost upside down in your car when you were.
Oh, I broke my finger. Yeah, I hate that.
I broke my femur in half.
I never broke my finger.
Yeah, I broke mine in half. Yeah,
Good
did you
thing
break
about
yours
it.
in half?
Yeah.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, it was definitely,
Look at us, man. We're brothers of femurs.
absolutely, definitely a career in the industry.
We should have a cigar for this. episode.
I like to slap your mom. The damn, it's called a damn taste. I'm sorry.
Slap your mom.
Yes, sir.
That's so funny.
But I was able to because I had such a good work ethic that we learned at the University of Miami. It should have ended my career, but I was able to get back to play for a few more years.
So when you think about injuries, right, in college and the NFL, the most recent comes to mind is Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Right. So
Bring that up. He was playing for the Jets. We were all excited.
no absolute fault of Aaron Rodgers per se. But AstroTurf. Where are you on that scale? You think that we should have AstroTurf or have artificial turf in professional football stadiums? There's a lot of debate on that, saying it should just be grass.
It is, but we as fans, I'm a player, so I prefer natural grass, to be honest with you.
And what is the reason?
Because the reason why you got spikes in the ground, And when those spikes in grass, if you get locked in a certain way, the ground will give. AstroTurf is not going to give, even though they have really done a great job with it now. But the purpose of AstroTurf, if you ask me, is the speed of the game. And that's what people I want to see. They want to see the big dynamic hits. They want to see these big old athletes, they want to see that. So it speeds the game. If I was telling the story of these guys a while back, when I knew my time was up, when I'm 25 yards down the field and a defensive lineman, who has that interior lineman that he's already engaged with and turns and runs, 35 yards down the field and make a tackle that far. That just goes to show you that's what AstroTurf does.
There you go.
It puts more guys in the frame and it really speaks the game.
I never knew that. See, we're all learning something.
They're big but they can use down to build their bodies and work on the structure. It's
Cool.
I'm not sure if we're broadcasting out on this mic. I'm not seeing a translation coming in.
You guys hear us?
Really broke that all down, had that all prepared.
Had all that prepared.
And now
It is good.
No, I heard it.
No one else.
Will.
Is it working?
I don't know. I don't know if it's not translating, but because I get to translate here, puts it to text when I watch it, so I know. But I'm not sure. It was working fine, and all of a sudden it seemed to stop somewhere. Maybe, I don't know. We'll find. I guess I'll find out at the end. Worst comes to worst, I end the show early on the replay.
What happened on the cigar?
We'll just have to have another cigar. Anyway, geez, that just catches me by surprise on live stuff because this is how things go, unfortunately. We'll keep going, assuming that this is working, and we'll kind of get this show closed out. I'll just say that it's been a pleasure meeting you. It's an absolute pleasure meeting you. I'm so happy that our Canes are moving forward this year. I want to see them go all the way. I want to see them beat FSU.
Thank you.
All right, because that's where it's going to be. And that's what gets us in the new structure
Right.
into place.
Exactly right.
And that's what we
Right
want
now, I
to be.
think it's like we talked, like we spoke to. I mean, they got to take it one game at a time. Just keep building. And playing a team like and the problem with that, you don't want to lose late. So that's why it's important that the guys stay ready. Just take one game at a time. Just get for every game that was one of the things that, like I said, playing under Saracen and Jimmie Johnson. That's kind of what they demanded.
Right.
And that's kind of was part of our foundation and our culture. Leave it all out. Leave everything out there. You don't come back home or get on a plane, leave the stadium, feeling like fans, whatever, or I should have, or I could have done this. No.
I think our new coach is a student
And I
of
hope
Jimmie
some young
Johnson.
kids are out there listening to us, or some parent that can pass that on. It is the competition in everything now, not just football, sports. It's everywhere.
Yeah, that's
So and the numbers get smaller and smaller. So whatever you plan on doing, and whatever you want to be like, you got to make sure you're on top of the game and you're staying. You just keep putting everything. Leaving everything out there.
So do you think Cristobal is a student of Jimmie Johnson in that respect?
Well, absolutely. I think he's learning from a lot of those guys. It was strange to all of us that he, with the success that he had at the two schools that he was at before he came to us, that he would travel. You know what I mean? I'm going to travel with the staff that got me. But he came with himself and And so that's difficult in itself because you all speak a different language. Now you gotta get everybody speaking the same language, and then those coaches, I gotta go out and they gotta speak that language to the players, and that's a very, very difficult thing to do because we all bring something to the table. Yeah, we might be a little bit different. Now we gotta speak your language, and so it's a difficult thing. That's why you see all the communication on the field. Everybody's got to be in tune.
And it's like making cigars.
Just like making a cigar.
Everybody's got to be in tune, from the farmers to the blenders, to the factory, the rollers, the roleros, the poncheros, the packaging guys, the box guys. All of that is important. And so this is how life goes. And it's kind of ties it all together.
And when you get the job done, you have a great product, you have a great athlete,
Yep.
a great team, and off you go. Yep.
There we go. Well, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
We're gonna do this again sometime.
Okay.
And if worst comes to worst, we'll do it again. And then we can be at 3 different places and we can do it all on a Zoom.
Love to.
Okay.
Never happen.
Thank you, Dale.
We might have to do some fill. I don't know. We'll
Yeah.
find out when I get this thing
Oh,
finished.
I hope it's okay.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, that's our show.
The mic.
That's our show today. I want to thank everybody for watching. I want to thank our sponsors for the sponsorship. Without them, this is always a little harder to do.
And thank you for coming and being here.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah.
It's my pleasure. It's a cigar reason to go out and smoke. That's all I know. Much appreciated. So with that, folks, we're going to call it a show. I want to thank everybody. And with that, next week, Haynes, Georgia Tech. And there'll be a show.
And Catelli Cigar.
And
Yeah.
Catelli Cigars.
Hope to see everybody soon.
There we go.